Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/AmItheA asshole, where OP made his cheating wife regret opening the marriage. Let's begin. My ex-wife's affairs stunned her moral compass is so broken. Posted by Reddit user Current Bubbly.
My now ex-wife had an affair about 10 years ago. Apparently was my 10-year anniversary gift from her. Was screwing him the day after our anniversary. I found out, shut it down, and decided I didn't want to blow up, at a minimum, 4 people's lives, my 2 kids included. We were already in therapy and kept that going. She showed up, but I don't feel she ever really did the work or cared. Time passed. About 8 years. Starts the affair up with the same guy again. At least, I think she started it again. I really hope I wasn't so dumb that I didn't see it going on all that time. I told her I was done. Did an amicable divorce, the end. She continues to have her affair with the married man. Also with kids, though his are older. Her justification is simply that he's in a bad marriage and has been. I'm stunned at how many of her girlfriends that I know have also had affairs. Plus her sister, her dad, his dad. Is it genetic? My therapist says that's what she knows, so that's what she does when you look at the family history. Whether accurate or not, sure looks it. She has rekindled a friendship with what was, at the time, my best friend. This friend supported my ex's affair, mainly because she's had plenty herself. She's back friends with her because I guess she needs someone to talk to about everything she's doing that she can't go to her regular friends or family with. Our children don't know what happened. At least, I haven't told them. I doubt she did. I just can't imagine being a loving mother and setting the example she is for our children. She's the other woman. She can never bring him around to meet family and friends. I mean, she could, but how messed up would that be? I can't believe I spent 25 years of my life with this woman and in the end, didn't know her at all. I loved her with all my heart. She took it and broke it into 1,000 pieces. It's been over a year now that I've been going through this, and every day is just as hard as the previous one. I did almost everything for us. I handled the house, the finances, taxes, the cars, maintenance on everything, kids' educational needs for the most part, vacation planning when I could pry her away from work, and ran my own business. I was on fumes. She didn't want to clean anymore. I got cleaners, which I really didn't want to do. She did cook and handled laundry. But man, I wanted a partner. I begged for a partner. Was I the perfect husband? Not by a long shot. Did I yell at her, beat her, abuse her? No, and no. I simply wasn't happy either. Because she cared about one thing, her work. That's not true. She cared about other things too, but work was number 1. I was number 572. If I asked for something, anything, it was ignored or forgotten or no. So I certainly blame myself too. I let it go on too long and let myself be walked all over because of how much I loved her. Definitely on a pedestal. Definitely too easygoing. Life lessons learned the hard way. I just wish these feelings would pass. The anger, the hurt, the hate. I'm not an angry or hateful person. I hate that I have these feelings now. Therapy helps slightly, but I have a feeling it's simply going to be time. Edit 1. For those saying to tell the wife, I'm torn. Part of me wants my ex to be stuck with a man she'll never truly have. He's a doctor, and my best guess says this is just nurse number 21 he's with. Wife probably knows and doesn't care as long as the check cashes, and she can do her thing. I could be completely wrong, and I do understand the moral piece of this in the fact that the wife should know. But a divorce on his side, while probably a huge hassle, will only cement their relationship. In my eyes, my ex doesn't deserve a true relationship. Let her find out the hard way of where it's really going. As for telling my kids, no, I'm not going to be the one that does that. I guarantee the information will come out someday, and I'm okay letting it come out naturally. Her family knows about the first affair years ago because she told them. They don't know about this one, but they're smart people. Her mom asked me if she had another affair and I simply told her, you'd have to ask your daughter. She said, well, that answers that for me. Guarantee her dad knows as well. All of my family knows. My closest friends do. The amount of proof I have is staggering and not anything she can deny, so not too worried about her doing damage control, in a sense, with the kids. Looking back, I absolutely should not have stayed 10 years ago. Easy to play Monday morning QB. I thought it was best at the time. I was wrong. Moving on.
Yeah, you fucked up, OP. You should have left 10 years ago. This is why you should never stay with a cheater. You should have ended it the very first time that you caught her, and you should have outed her affair partner to his wife so the both of you could have moved on with your lives instead of living a miserable existence that you're living now, filled with depression, anxiety, and anger. I hope you learned your lesson, man. Good luck to you. And now for today's second story. Am I the asshole for having sex with another person after my wife wanted to open up our marriage? Posted by Reddit user Soggy Ride.
Hey guys, so my wife and I have been married for 8 years now. We had a fair bit of ups and downs during our marriage. 5 years ago, I found out that my wife has cheated on me with a man she knew from Tinder. She has told me that after they hooked up 3 times or so. First, I was shocked and wanted to divorce because cheating is a no-go for me. However, she told me how sorry she was and that she only loves me, and she was really trying her best to show me that I can trust her again, and I did. Now let me introduce to you my wife's best friend, Chris. They've known each other for 15 years or so, and whenever we had issues, she always ran to him to talk. Chris is single. He has had some relationships, but it never lasted that long. I know he has feelings for my wife. He is always telling me that he wants a girlfriend that is just like my wife and keeps telling her that I do not deserve her. I never thought much about it, because in my head, Chris is kind of a bootlicker and I never thought that he had a chance at my wife. Fast forward 6 months ago. We again had our ups and downs, and my wife shocked me with the suggestion of opening up our marriage. I was shocked and immediately told her that I don't want that. At this point, we did not have sex for like 8 months or so. She was never in the mood. And after trying many times to have sex with her, I just kinda stopped because I did not want to push her. I love sex, and being sexless for 8 months made me really unhappy. So the more I thought about her suggestion, the more I wanted to try it out, so I agreed. She was baffled at first, but in the end we both agreed and made up some rules which involved. There are no feelings involved either from us or the person we have sex with, no sex in our apartment. We tell each other when we have sex with someone else. We always use protection. I have a co-worker, let's call her Sarah. She is a very flirtatious girl and I always thought she was a bit into me. One night after our shift ended, we walked to the bus stop together and I told her about the open marriage thing. She was immediately all ears and was very interested. She joked about that if I want to shoot my shot I can always ask her, so I did. I told her about the rules and the feelings thing. She made it very clear that she finds me sexually attractive but that there are no feelings. The next day I talked to my wife about my coworker and she told me I can go for it. Some days later I went to Sarah's place and we had sex. It felt good, but it was not the same feeling having sex with my wife. The following days my wife was really quiet and we did not talk at all. I knew something was wrong, so I confronted her. I thought maybe it was because of me having sex with Sarah. Oh boy, was I wrong. She has told me that Chris and her had sex. After hearing this I fucking screamed at her and we got into a huge fight. Not only did she break the rule of not telling me when she has sex with someone else, she also broke the first rule about the feelings. Her excuse was that we never made clear when we should tell each other when we have sex with someone else, before it is happening or afterwards. But what really tipped me off was that she was trying to convince me that Chris has no feelings for her. In her eyes I was overreacting way too much. I did not talk to her for 2 days now and am staying at a friend's house at the moment. In my head I keep thinking that Chris is somehow manipulating her so she separates from me. So am I the asshole? Edit 1. Seems like I am bootlicker myself, oh the irony. Update 1. Thanks to all the harsh comments calling me a bitch, idiot, doormat, etc. It really made me realize what a fucking loser I am. Anyhow, I got an update and I am also answering some questions. Yes, my wife is fairly attractive. I heard that from colleagues on multiple occasions. She's a Pilates, yoga, fitness type woman. She got a boob job 6 years ago which I paid for. Nice ass, brown hair, green eyes. Me on the other hand, I'm fairly average looking. Besides my height and physique, I don't have anything else going for. Because of my wife's fitness addiction, I got into it as well and as a result got pretty jacked. My best friend and I came to the conclusion that she's only with me for the financial security. I got a solid education, well-paying job, and my parents are wealthy. My wife has not been working for 3 years or so. I was also planning on buying a house this year. Yes, I think so too, that my wife had sex with Chris and probably other men before the incident. Let's get to the update however. I am still at my friend's place. In my mind this marriage is over and I am filing for divorce. I tried to tell her that yesterday over the phone, but she was not answering my calls for 3 hours or so I've sent her a text before going to bed, telling her that it is probably the best to separate and that I want to file for divorce. I woke up to an excess of messages. She was angry at me at first but shifted to apologizing and wanting to work things out. We agreed on seeing each other today, so the next update will probably be the last one. Update 2. This will probably be my last update. I just had lunch with my wife, and it was blatantly obvious how she was trying to manipulate me again. She has confessed everything. Her and Chris had sex for over a year now. She started crying and how it is all her fault and how she wants to get back with me. However, I've had enough of this. I told her that I'm going to file for divorce and left her crying at the restaurant. Meanwhile, I've already made arrangements with our family lawyer. I'm staying at my dad's place for a couple of days so things can cool off a bit. He's very supportive and is actively helping me with the divorce.
OP, let me just ask you a couple of questions. How the hell did you even last 8 years together? What do you even see in your wife? She's a hoe. Why the hell did you stay with her? OP, look, I am glad that you finally found some semblance of self-respect, and I'll definitely be looking out for your eventual next update. But for the record, she's been fucking Chris and other men way before you even open up the marriage. Good luck to you. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.